Xsico'S first press conference, and there's a lot I liked about it. A lot. Hello and welcome to this video. Xsico'S just had his first press conference of his reign of Wednesday manager for a game for the start of the championship, the first game versus Southampton, and really good press conference. I was really impressed with how he responded to answers. Yes, he struggled with some of the questions due to a translation issue and not understanding, but really liked it. Radio Sheffield did started it off, said that he was working hard to get players in and get things. He wants attacking football. You know what players he wants, and he wants to make sure the players for injuries. He doesn't know how many players he's going to be able to get in, but he said they're working really hard to get it done. Now, the question that got a bit lost in translation was about the transfer market. Does he like a transfer window or not? He said they're working really hard to know how it gets done and stuff like that. I didn't particularly like that question, to be fair, but that's just me personally. He said the championship is like a mini premiership, and it's like a mini Premier League, and he loves the league as well. Really interesting how infectious he is when it comes to questions, and he just comes across as a really passionate bloke, and he questions are very thought out when he does talk, but he's really infectious with his just positivity and how he answers stuff, and you can tell he really wants to be here and make this work. Before we go on to the next load of stuff, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when videos go live. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's face, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel, and we'll go from there. The channel is very close to 3K. I think I'm like 6, 7 away from it. That'd be brilliant if I got that by Friday, and I would much appreciate it. And if you want to become a member, please do. $4.99 a month. You'll get behind the scenes video like the trucking stuff. Once the new EA comes out, it will also have the new football club stuff, a mini career mode thing. So, Joe Cran with the next one. He said he was looking forward to the stadium being full and seeing what we can do. He's happy to see it full and looking forward to see how it is, and he wants us to become really hard to beat at home and had the fan be the people like go, I don't want to go there, we don't want to go there because they're hard to beat. He's happy to start off against a good team like Southampton. He said they are very strong. They talked about if there's going to be players who might be there or not. You're thinking about your Ward Prowse, Lavia, and stuff like that. He said if they're there, we'll build for that. If they're not, we'll build for that as well. He said it's a good level of respect with it, and he's very happy to see how they get on. But he said there's a respect there that you just get ready for what's out there and ready. He got asked what the relationship was like with Chansiri, and he said he's happy with it, very good levels of respect. And what's interesting is that he's truthful with him and vice versa, which I thought was really good to see. And it seems like there's a really good level of respect from chairman to manager. I think it's really good to see. He said he's happy with some of the young players. He'll see what happens with them. Some might need to go out on loan, some might not. He wants to get better from set pieces, score more goals. As he said, we only scored 4 from set pieces last season. He said in the championship it's very important to have that. And he got asked about how are the players settling in Sheffield. A lot of them, he said, a lot of them have not had time to really do anything. The staff at Sheffield Wednesday have been really good at getting them all settled, working hard at training ground and stuff like that. Him himself hasn't had any chance to enjoy Sheffield or meals or stuff like that. He sounds like he's basically been going training ground home, living at the training ground, which shows you what you want to do. Alex Miller at the start also started with A up, and I loved the smile from that. I liked that a lot. He got asked what the difference in Spanish football and English football is. He said it's improved a lot, English football, as it used to have one identity, now it's got multiple identities. and he was basically saying how it's different with how different styles are, but it's one of those things that it was a good question actually, and I liked how he answered it about saying how the styles are different, but that the English game is getting more like it to a point. Like I said, it's a bit more. You can be a bit more pass it around, and you can't do that in the UK. They got asked about playing different players in different positions, i.e. Barry Bannon playing a bit further forward, Windass playing higher up, Palmer playing higher up, and he got a very much Darren Moore level of approach in a sense that he liked versatility. He wants players to learn how to play a different position, adapt. It's good to do that in case they pick up any injuries and stuff like that. And he liked to see that happen. He got asked about captains and then by captains. And by the sounds of it, he just said, this is on the players. The players picked this. I don't have nothing to do with it. At the end of the day, it was like the players are the ones that have got to go in there and do it. I think it's a really good way. They do this a lot in American football. The player pick your captain, not your manager. So it's interesting. So there's no real vice captain apart from... I think it's pretty much going to be Barry Bannon and Liam Palmer, the same as last season, really. I think that's what it's going to be, and then possibly Byers, Volks, and probably Windass now and again if you need to go to a senior pro. He said he got asked about hearing High Hole Sheffield Wednesday. He said it was massive. He's looking forward to hearing it. He heard a little bit of it while we were at the game at Luton. He said it was there in Spain when they were on stuff. He's looking forward to hearing it. He said it's just amazing sound, and I think he said it in a really good way, saying it builds the atmosphere to a point, and also says a lot about trying to like intimidate. Ricky Charlesworth of Yorkshire Examiner was net. He said how Paul Valentin had a bit of a bad travel thing because he had to go from Mexico to Spain, and asking is he settled in, how's he doing, saying he had trained, but because his numbers in Mexico were different to the numbers in the UK, he's a little bit behind, so they'll see where they are with him, giving him a lot more time. They asked about Deshaun Bernard, is he fit? He'd been playing with Jamaica in the last 2 weeks for the national team. Don't know if he'll be ready for Friday, but they said he's pretty decent. They asked him about what position he can play. He said he can play centre-back, right-back, maybe even put him as a defensive midfielder, which I also like a lot. I like that a lot. He got asked on Vasquez, and he won't be put for an answer. He said they've got a lot of players looking to come in, but he's one of them on the list. He said we'll see what happens. They went on to have a discussion about the keepers again, saying, do you need a keeper? And he said we have 2 very good keepers. He's very happy with them. He liked that they want to learn. He seemed to be a manager like wanting his players to learn, and so far a lot of our players seem to be doing that. He said the players are coming together, the core group that are here, and connection, you want to see what happens and give 200%. And he said about players going out, I will talk about that in a minute. He said about working with Luke down in the club is helping to get players sorted. He's satisfied with what's going on, and they're working really hard to get things done 24/7. And he got put about players leaving. Now, he said at the moment, no, and I said this on videos constantly recently, he wants 2 players for each position. So far, he hasn't got that. That's what he wants, ideally. He wants 2 players for each position, and so far, he's not got that. It sounds like he wants a bigger squad than we've had for a long time. He did mention a squad of like 32, so that is interesting. And then they had the Yorkshire Post journalist, I've forgotten his name. I do apologise, mate. The one thing I liked about his thing was he just asked about the championship. He said it's a very strong championship. It's like a mini little Premier League, and every game you have to fight like it's a final and stuff like that. And I think he was really good. And I thought as press conferences go, this was fantastic. I thought it was really well. Some teething issues in terms of translation, but I think that'll get better. But the one thing that interests me wasn't in person. Again, it seems like we just don't do them in person anymore. We just do them via Zoom, and that's what it is. But really liked it. Good answers. Talked very well. He's infectious with his passion and how he wants to do. I just got that feeling from the entire thing, how much he's so passionate and wants this to work. But really enjoyed that press conference. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And we will probably have, hopefully, more videos today. And hopefully it's more of, here we go, we have signed insert player here. So let's see. But I really enjoyed that press conference. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'd much appreciate it.